Don't you want the story twice? Have no fear, the studio say remake so.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up and I can't remember what it was. So we can just go ahead and start, I guess. If it's important, I'll remember.
I have hit record.
I too have hit record.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Amazing. We as we were just talking about, we've learned so much from this season.
Yeah.
We've learned how to hit record.
We've learned how to hit record.
The same time.
I've learned how to record on a much higher quality microphone than I was using. Do I sound better? I just listened to that Little Mermaid audio. It's unbelievably bad. It's anyone who makes
terrible.
It like it's a great episode, but anyone who makes it through that whole episode in one go is a fucking champion, and I love you.
We did learn. I mean, you had said that the mic you were using was a really good one, and I like kind of clowned on you for it because it seemed to me that it clearly wasn't. But it seems obvious now that it's something about that house.
Yeah,
it's just like whatever that house that you record in when you're traveling just does not like.
I get so much static shocks when I'm in that house. I wonder if there's something like in the air, in the electrical
like
currents.
Living in some kind of like electromagnetic anomaly.
Yeah.
In that
There's
house.
a ghost in the house. Welcome to episode 15.
Yeah.
Of Once More with Feeling, a podcast about great original movies and their often not so great remakes. Today we're looking at the Disney classic from 1998, Mulan.
Yay! Finally!
Yay! I'm Gus Schiff. I'm a
this movie.
comedian and screenwriter and director. One of our wonderful patrons, who we actually started this before he started paying us for the podcast. He's working on the music for my short film, which I have been told
That's so fun.
will be done in less than a week. I'm so excited.
And he's such a talent.
Yeah,
and he
he's
did
really
the
good.
music for this podcast.
He did. Who are you?
It's so good. Oh gosh.
really good.
Well, I'm your co-host. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Mariana. I'm a film critic. I'm a YouTuber. I do film criticism on YouTube.
I think you're actually a film scholar.
I am a film scholar.
Is what I was
These
told
are-
to call you.
These are two different things, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do many things that are all related to media.
Oh, very cool.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you. I promise. Do we just want to jump into it?
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
Let's jump into it.
Okay.
Mulan comes out in 1998. What's going on in 1998? Just for a little cultural world context. Such a great question. 1998 is the year that Bill Clinton's big scandal breaks. He will be impeached in December of that year. Takes the full year for that whole process to happen.
What must it be like to live in a world where that happens? Impeachments of presidents?
We live in that world. It happened like 5 years ago.
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, Bill Clinton also impeached and not convicted. So, you know, 1998 is when that fake study that linked autism and vaccines came out. So thank you for that. That fucking was a problem. The Balkan War, the Yugoslavian War, the Succession Wars still going on. Still a big pain in the butt. One war that's ending, the Troubles. Oh, the Good Friday Agreement is signed between the Brits and the Irish, ending like an 80-year quasi-civil war, which is great. The International Criminal Court is formed at a conference in Rome. U.S. embassies are bombed in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I wrote Nairobi, but I think it's Nairobi,
It's gotta
Kenya.
be.
I don't think there is a Nairobi. By Al-Qaeda. Remember them? Back in the good old days of bombing important parts and not just like slaughtering a bunch of people for no reason. Although they did that too.
I don't think these two things are mutually exclusive either.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still do both of those things.
Yeah. Google is founded in 1998 in one of their parents' garages, I think. South Carolina becomes the second to last state to end the ban on
Jesus
interracial
fucking
marriage.
Christ. I didn't know that.
Alabama was the last state.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
check if it has ended the ban yet or not.
I mean, I wonder when it stopped being enforced, because certainly it wasn't enforced by
with
then. Okay.
the
Yeah,
Virginia,
Loving versus Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 56 or something.
something like that.
Okay.
And then, most importantly, the video game Half-Life comes out. Half-Life comes out. It's released by Valve. Foundational change to how first-person shooters are made. It's really good. And so Disney, especially Disney Animation, obviously this is 1998. Officially, the Disney Renaissance ends in 1999 with Tarzan. We both agree that Lilo and Stitch is at least pretty heavily related to this suite that we're looking at now. Yeah. But incredible early start in the Renaissance. In 1994, so the year that Lion King came out, hero of the podcast, Jeffrey Katzenberg, left Disney due to internal politics, and he formed DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen, who's a crazy successful producer, one of the richest ever people to come out of Hollywood. And Disney, the movies keep being really good. Like, we still really like Pocahontas and Hunchback and Hunchback of Notre Dame and Hercules. The box office does not love those movies as much. We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but The Lion King, which came out in 1994, made something like $730 million on release. There's a beeping truck. I'm checking to see if my mic is picking it up, and I don't think it is, so I look weird. It had its total box office gross lifetime with all the re-releases is almost $1 billion. Pocahontas. Let me just find where I wrote this.
I didn't know Jeffrey Katzenberg founded DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Is that why Shrek is so mean to Disney?
Probably.
Gotta be, right?
Pocahontas ended with just under 350 million. Hunchback about 325, and Hercules only made 250 million.
Hercules is the first movie I can ever remember seeing in theaters. I remember very, very distinctly, because the part where he swims in the river Styx and gets all old or whatever really freaked me out. So it's like my first cinematic memory is that scene.
That's a spooky part.
Yeah.
These movies all did well. They all surpassed their budget. They did not meet Disney's expectations. So these movies come out, excellent quality, not so great reception. Compared to the previous movies, still a very good reception. And then in 1998, Mulan comes out. Here's the synopsis for Mulan. I have established an order and I remembered it, and I do not need to check.
We'll see if you remember the finishing words.
Yeah, probably not. Mulan lives with her family. She's a young woman living with her family in a village in China. She doesn't fit in with the other girls. She's too headstrong and she speaks her mind. Oh, what a scandal. Meanwhile, Huns invade China's northern borders, so the emperor conscripts an army. Mulan's dad, who has a crippled leg. I need to do vocal exercises before we record.
Crippled eggs.
Who has a crippled leg, which is implied, but unlike the live action, not outright stated that it's from a previous war.
I think it's more than implied.
You got so on my ass about Tramp's backstory in Lady and the Tramp.
No, it's more than implied. It's it's explicit. Mulan says, my father has already fought for you. It's whatever, and then she's cut off, and then at the when she. I watched this movie a lot when I was a kid. I could probably recite it by memory. When she introduces herself as Ping.
Yeah, Fa Ping.
Yeah. And says Fa Zhu is my father, and they Shang and
the Fa Zhu.
Yeah, the Fa Zhu. Yeah, he's a war hero.
Whatever. So he re-enlists or re-conscripts because he doesn't have any sons. The family. Mulan, wanting to protect her dad, steals the conscription notice at night and her dad's armor and sword, and cuts her hair and joins the army. Mulan's ancestors awaken they wake up the dragon Mushu. I got that backwards. Mushu, who's a cute little dragon, wakes up the ancestors, and who are like spirits who live in the shrine behind the house, and they want to send a protector to help Mulan not die. Mushu wants to go, but he's not a protector. He got demoted because he got a guy killed. And then Mushu accidentally breaks the protector that they wanted to send. So he's like, I'll go and I'll make her a war hero and then I'll be a protector again. You can tell I did not write that last part out because that was awful.
I always wished we could see what the Great Stone Dragon is like when he awakens, but it's not to be. The Great Stone Dragon is no longer.
He looks really intimidating.
I know.
So Mulan joins the army as Ping, where she meets some future friends, and then the captain / love interest, Lee Shang. Shang gets everyone into fighting shape, and then they all head off to join the war thanks to a forged note from Mushu. The other army, they find, has been totally slaughtered by the Huns, and they rush to the capital to protect the emperor. They go through a mountain pass where they're ambushed by the Huns, but Mulan uses her smarts to cause an avalanche, destroying the Hun army. She's revealed as a woman because she's injured and the doctor treats her, which would normally be a death sentence, but Shang lets her leave because she saved all of China. Mulan sees as a handful of Huns survive the avalanche and start heading towards the capital, so instead of turning around to her village, she races to let Shang know. At the big celebration for defeating the Hun army, the surviving Huns take over the palace and they hold the emperor hostage. Oh no. Mulan shares her smarts with her friends and Shang, and they retake the palace together, and then the lead Hun gets blown up by a bunch of fireworks. The emperor offers Mulan a big promotion, and she says no thank you, and she returns home, and then Shang shows up, and it's cute, and it's romantic, and then that's the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about now?
I guess I'll talk about the movie. I was just waiting if you had any response.
To what? That's
I don't know.
The synopsis of the movie. It's a great movie. We can talk about it now if you want.
I'm a fan. So, most of these Disney movies, they seem to have pretty long development cycles. Mulan, not that long. This movie primarily came out of the animation, Florida arm of Disney Animation, which opened in 1989, presumably due to the success of The Little Mermaid. Although I didn't check that. I should check that. Whatever. I'm not gonna. Ideas circulate around the studio. They know they want to do something set in Asia, but they don't know what. They combine a few different ideas they're working on, and they ultimately decide to adapt this Chinese folktale called The Ballad of Mulan. Mulan, the person, is probably not real, but we're not totally sure. Like most folktales, there are a couple versions of the story. In the original version, she's just like a Joan of Arc figure. She doesn't pretend to be a man or anything. The war lasts 10 years. Those are the two big changes. And then in a later version, which I think they pulled from more, she does do cross-dressing, but then as she's riding to meet the army, she meets a princess who's leading the army, and they become best friends. But then they end up losing the war. I think it is a very confusing story. I'm not big on Chinese myth and history because if you try to read the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and you're bad at names like I am,
I'm also bad at names.
It's one of the worst reading experiences you can.
There's also just so much. There's so much Chinese history, and so many changes over
which
millennia.
Good for them. Good
sure.
for them for lasting as long as they have as a semi-coherent nation.
My understanding is that Mulan is one of those folk tales where it's just a matter of it doesn't take a fucking genius to come up with the idea of a woman going to war in a society that is heavily stratified along gender,
Yeah.
And it probably did happen a couple times. But even if it didn't, anybody come on, this isn't a huge leap, you know, especially since the story itself, from my understanding, is like, it's basically like Confucian filial piety propaganda, you know, that like like half the point of the story is that a good woman, Mulan being a good woman, is a factor in why she rejects the offer of staying on the Emperor's Council or whatever, that like, no, she needs to return home.
From what I read about the second version of this story, it gets a lot into like her family lineage. Like, she's only like half ethnically Chinese, and then when they lose the war at the end, like, they're like, you're a really good warrior, you can stay on, and she's like, I would rather commit suicide, and then she does.
Oh my god.
And I think it was like one of the big dynasties were seen as like outsiders to whatever part of the population they were ruling over. So I think it was written as like, see, even this is from Wikipedia, even someone who's only half Chinese would rather die than be ruled by a foreign power. So that was weird to read. The early versions of the Disney movie were pretty different from what we ended up with. I think the initial idea was more of like a romantic comedy. One of the comparisons I saw was Tootsie. So like, Shang was Mulan's betrothed, and she had never met him, and then she like ran away, dresses like a man. Maybe she goes into the army, I don't know, but eventually she like meets Shang, and then they falls in love with him, and etc. and so on. This is not what ended up being made, not in that same way, at least. Mushu also not appearing in the original version. I wrote that it was a Disney edition, literally a Disney edition, because it came from Roy E. Disney, who I think was the nephew of Walt. I think this came out of like all of the other Disney movies around this time had an animal companion, at least one, and this one didn't, right? Hercules had the Pegasus, and Pocahontas had the raccoon, and Hunchback Quasimodo had something. Presumably
the goat, and also the gargoyles.
Yeah. So they more or less get the story together, figure out what they're actually going to work on, and then in 1994 they go on a trip. Not the whole studio, but the creative leads go on a trip to China for a few weeks. They get inspired, and production starts, and it goes pretty well. The art design was pretty heavily inspired by the like Ming and Qing dynasties. Did I get that right?
I think that's right.
Okay.
Gus is looking at me with a very, what would you call that look?
Very not good at Chinese,
pensive,
speaking
curious?
Chinese look.
Yeah. But yeah, that Q and X are like the letters we use in English to denote.
Yeah. It's like a
letter we don't have. Yep.
Whatever. Very much trying to incorporate those like eras of artistry into the animation, with like softer watercolory colors and simpler designs. I think the most obvious example of this for me was the smoke. If you look at any gorgeous smoke in this movie, it's very pretty and it's very Chinese. It's got that lovely swirl that I'm just like,
that's what makes this the Mulan level in Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite level of Kingdom Hearts 2. It's so good, and they use that smoke as often as they possibly can. It's so much fun.
I liked it a lot. I think it worked really well. They initially wanted Jasmine's voice actor, Lea Salonga, thank you, to return for Mulan, but apparently her Ping voice wasn't good enough, so they kept her on for the singing parts, but they hired Ming Na Wen, that's right, for the speaking voice. She's just like a pretty prominent actress. For Mushu, unsurprisingly, they wanted to capture that like genie energy through the absolutely top tier Hollywood talent. They did this in Hercules 2. Phil is voiced by the very, very prominent comedic actor Danny DeVito. I don't think they did it in Hunchback.
I'm glad you gave that preamble in case people were unfamiliar with who Danny DeVito is.
Just think, like, if they haven't seen Sunny, It's Always Sunny, what would they have seen him in recently? A Capital One commercial? No, a Jersey Mike's commercial?
All sorts of shit. I feel like most certainly people our age know exactly who Danny DeVito is, whether or not they've seen Always Sunny.
We're not just broadcasting to people our age.
Yeah, but we're broadcasting to people within like
18-year-old who joined our Discord. Like,
I guarantee you he knows who Danny DeVito is.
Well, we'll see.
We're calling you out specifically, guy. Oh, you know who you are. Tell us if you know who Danny DeVito is and why. Hunchback
Where
of
do
Notre
you know Danny DeVito from if you're under 23?
Hunchback of Notre Dame had George from Seinfeld. What's that guy's name?
Oh, Jason Alexander.
Yes, Jason Alexander. Yeah.
Fun fact, his kid was thinking about going to my undergrad, and I went and I talked to the kid at his house, and I was like, go somewhere else. I don't know. That was my only interaction with him ever. He's really nice. So they initially went to people like Joe Pesci and Richard Dreyfuss for the Mushu voice. And then they ended up offering it to Eddie Murphy, who, fun fact, recorded the whole thing from his basement recording studio at his mansion in New Jersey.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
He's perfect. I can't imagine anybody else doing Mushu.
No, it's a great choice. The music was composed by Matthew Wilder, who has not shown up in a Disney movie before. He's just like a pretty successful working musician and composer, TV and film composer. And the lyrics were from David Zippel, who is also a successful musical writer who did the lyrics on Hercules. So not a lot of recurring names this time around from earlier Disney movies. This part I already talked about.
Yeah, you repeated yourself here.
Well, I didn't repeat myself. I said that earlier, and now I've totally interrupted my notes flow, so I don't know what to do. So I mentioned this earlier. I'm saving it right now. I mentioned this earlier, but Disney's a little like worried. Their animation movies have been making less and less money, and they've been costing more and more. Every movie seems to cost about $10 million more than the previous one, $5 to $10 million more. So they're still making like tens, if not hundreds of millions more than like the production budget and the advertising budget, which I think is called P&R for like posters and radio, because they just don't update acronyms once they're established. This is, of course, when McDonald's introduces Szechuan sauce as a Mulan tie-over that turned into a whole fucking thing thanks to a bunch of really annoying fans to like what used to be a pretty solid cartoon and now I don't like very much.
I know.
But they end up doing like a smaller premiere than they had been. For like Pocahontas, they took over Central Park. For Hercules, they brought the like Disneyland nightly parade to Fifth Avenue in New York. So they had been spending tons and tons of money on
unnecessary. That seems contracting here seems wise. Yeah. Maybe we don't need to take over Central Park.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not necessary.
And then for Mulan, they just like put up some lanterns at the Hollywood Bowl and handed out fortune cookies. So the movie did pretty well. It made just over $300 million, which was better than Hercules, but still a bit below expectations, and below, the second worst performing movie so far, if you don't count the one that started it off, The Little Mermaid. So critics liked it well enough, although it was pretty negatively compared to the other Disney Renaissance movies. Gene Siskel, writing for the Chicago Tribune, for example, someone who didn't like it that much, he only gave it 2 stars, saying, as an individual, Mulan comes across as impassive compared to Ariel in The Little Mermaid, a film that gets better as the years pass, or Belle in Beauty and the Beast. The design of the film does not take advantage of the inspiration provided by classic Chinese artists, and the songs are not memorable.
He's insane.
Yeah.
What do you mean the design of the film does not take advantage of the... What?
I think I see what he's saying, because like this, like the smoke is a very obvious instance of that. But
also, I've like the proportions of the people and the proportions of the horses and like you know, like maybe I don't know, maybe you could do something a little bit more with the landscape, but I don't know. I feel like because the other thing that's going on is that it still has to be recognizably a Disney movie. And I feel like that's like one of the aspects where like I really, really love the design of Hercules, but I feel like it just like gets a little bit, just like toes over the line into something less recognizable as Disney, you know?
I don't know. I disagree strongly. Maybe it's just because I watched Hercules like a crazy amount. Like, I think what Mulan was for you, Hercules was for me. I watched it so many times.
I remember a very specific road trip that I took with my parents. I don't even remember where we were going, like the Grand Canyon or something. And we took my grandparents' like old ass 80s van that had a VHS player in it, and the only movie I brought was Mulan. So I just watched it on repeat for like 3 days straight, like 7 times a day I watched Mulan.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I'm gonna need, whenever I have a kid, I'm gonna need to like make sure whatever movie obsession they have is one of these movies, because I will not play Frozen 2 100 times in a month. I will lose my mind. On the other hand, much more positive review, Roger Ebert for the Chicago Sun-Times gave it 3.5 stars out of 4, saying, I found myself really enjoying Mulan as a story and as animated art. If the songs were only more memorable, I'd give it 4 stars. But they seemed pleasant rather than rousing, and I wasn't humming anything on the way out. Still, Mulan is an impressive achievement with a story and treatment ranking with Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King.
I think there also must just be I have to like temper my generational expectations, I guess, because I feel like to millennials, like kids who grew up with these movies and watching them this, you know, in the way that you and I watched Hercules and Mulan, like I'll Make a Man Out of You is a pretty core in the Disney musical canon, I feel.
Yes.
You know, everybody fucking knows that song. What do you mean it's not memorable? You know, that's like now I think considered, and rightly so, like kind of one of the best training montages ever made. You know?
It's really good.
It's amazing.
I wrote in my notes. Give me a second. I'm finding it. All-time training montage.
Yes.
That was worth that setup for sure.
To just repeat what I just said.
Yeah, literally. It's actually my wonderful girlfriend's like favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
Is Mulan.
It's in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did wonderful girlfriend like so much about it?
I think she really liked the themes, the non-obnoxious feminism stuff.
Yeah, me too.
The just like how Mulan is a very good inspirational hero for young girls.
Yeah.
Because she just like does stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really made me really confused about Siskel's like impassive compared to Ariel.
Uh-huh.
Like, one of the good things about Disney in this era is I think all of their women, despite looking how they look, with the tiny waists and all that, are like really good role models of like, do things, try stuff. People are going to try to stop you and you shouldn't let them, or you should still try to overcome it. And I think Mulan is the most obvious one of that, because it's like, if you're a woman, you will be executed, is like,
it's like as sexist as it gets.
Yeah.
But also I think every now and then today hear people talk about like, oh, this movie could, you know, not like Tropic Thunder could never be made today. And I don't think that's true. But I think that like Mulan 1998 is a movie that would not be made the same way today.
No, well, we saw what it would be like made today, and it fucking sucked ass.
Well, yes, but if there wasn't an original Mulan, I think it would also just fundamentally be different. You know?
Oh, for sure. It would be so like preachy and annoying.
It'd be, yeah, and like interestingly, like there are some extras on Disney Plus, which is where I watched this, and one of them is like a couple of deleted scenes that they storyboarded out and got the voice actors to do the work for before the plot changed. And before they took her like betrothal out of it entirely. And the director, I don't remember the director's name, but he said that like
there's two.
Okay. Okay, so then one of the directors was talking about how like they were going in this direction where she's like already like a, this like spirited young girl who is pushing against these gender expectations and doesn't like anything that she's being asked to do. And they discovered that if they went that direction, then her leaving to war would be for entirely the wrong reasons. And I think that's absolutely correct. Like,
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of directors and screenwriters would just sort of shy away from and just like make the worst story, you know.
I think nowadays, especially because one of the things that I've really noticed, not just with the Renaissance movies, but with all the Disney movies that we've seen so far, except for like Snow White, is most of the characters start off worse like people than they end up being. And that's like I think partly why the stories are so good is because there's like a big change that they can make. And it's interesting to see that change and see the consequences of that change as opposed to just being exposed to like the same person for in this case 90 minutes and then watching what happens to them. It's like okay, but like
and like part of what I think is super cool about this movie and part of the like this movie manages tone so well, and like that shift from who Mulan thinks she is and who she's going to turn into, like her process of becoming a better person happens like 15 minutes into the movie. Like it's and from then on she kind of is the same person throughout the movie, and it's just kind of like the world meeting her instead of her having to meet the world. And so like but
we're seeing like the challenges that she has to overcome to maintain that better personness. And I think that's like really great because she also like fails most of the time when she first tries it. Like the reason the reason Be a Man is and such a good song and such a great training montage is because like I think it's a really good depiction of a woman in a war because she's like worse at things that women would be worse at, and they consistently show in the opening song also. They show throughout the movie like she's very clever, she's really smart, she wins that like chess game at the beginning, and then how does she get the arrow? By being not by being stronger than anybody, by being smarter, by playing to her strengths. She's a good leader.
She wins the war because of ingenuity and inventiveness and not just because of brute strength, which is good because by the time they get to that battle there's like 12 guys. It's one of the things that kind of drives me nuts about this movie that like I'm sorry, your battalion is how many people?
I think they only animated 12 guys for the fight because there were a ton of guys in the song right before it, and then there are a ton of guys as they're marching away. But for that sequence, I think they just literally couldn't animate that many people.
Whatever.
So they were like,
accept it.
It's a wagon, it's her 3 friends, it's 10 extras, and it's Lee Shang.
And Shifu.
And Shifu.
But like all of this is why I think that the sequence where she makes the choice and cuts her hair and steals the armor and stuff, that like the drama of that scene is like, that's tone smithing, This is exactly as momentous an occasion in her life as the drama of that scene should signify. It's so
absolutely.
Good. It's so
in the
good.
in the earlier version of the movie, that was a song, was her change. And I think it's like the right choice to not do it.
Yeah,
to really
I think
emphasize the drama by like making it nonverbal and making it just a really nicely done sequence.
Yeah. And also like, I mean, well, you know, speaking of tone, and this is a really interesting choice that, you know, like a lot of things in good movies, I think a lot of people don't quite notice that this, as soon as they get to that village that the Huns have already slaughtered, it stops being a musical instantly. Like they don't even end the song, you know, and it is like, no longer a musical, you know.
Holy cow.
Which is such an interesting choice. It should not work, you know. Like
there's a little reprise when they're at the palace.
Yeah, but nobody's singing.
Right. It's just in the
yeah, it's just in everybody's head, I guess.
Yeah, non-diegetic. Or whatever.
Yeah. So I want to talk about our favorite songs now because you know, it stops being a musical. So
yeah, all of them.
There's 4.
Yeah, all 4 of them. They're all great.
They're all great.
My favorite. The problem with, like, if I'm going off of what I would listen to in a car and sing along to on a road trip, it would probably be a Man.
I agree.
But if I'm going off of which one was my favorite in the thingy, it's probably Girl Worth Fighting For. And the reason I can't listen to it in the car is the way it cuts off at the end.
I know.
Really fucks me up.
Really frustrating.
Well, because not just like it's a little annoying, but also it's like, oh right, like a murdered village.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize before watching it this time, you can see dead bodies in the movie.
Can you?
You can. When they're looking down, they're not prominent. But when they're looking down over the battlefield and over the destroyed army, you can see dead bodies with arrows sticking out of them. Like it's brutal.
Yeah.
And the village is destroyed and they find the doll so that the little child is dead.
It's rough.
You know.
But it's like you know, we've talked especially in the past couple episodes how like it is not enough to just have good songs and it is not enough to just have a pretty movie. If you're gonna have if you're gonna make your movie into a musical, then like half the point of making your movie into a musical is that there has to be this harmonious relationship with the songs and what's going on in the movie, and like having the plot progress with the song is part of that, but also like it doesn't feel like, it feels jarring when that song cuts off in the movie, but it's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
And it is not a song that's built to be played on the radio. And like, that's a sacrifice that they're making. It's like kind of a marketing sacrifice they're making, you know? That, oh my God, I'm so glad they did. I wish, you know, more producers would make more marketing sacrifices for the benefit of the movie. Because like, you know, this movie might not have, you know, been a total blockbuster or been exactly what Disney wanted in the moment, but there is no question that it's an iconic Disney movie and it has absolute legs, you know, in a way that like, I don't know, pick another that like
Anastasia.
Yeah, sure. My favorite song is Honor to Us All. I love it.
It's a good one.
It took me like 20 minutes to get past to get to the matchmaker because I just kept rewinding and like watching Honor to Us All again. I like it's a good song, but it's such an amazing sequence. It's so good at characterizing everybody. It's so good at characterizing Mulan in particular, and like her relationship with the village and who she is as a person, and like especially her relationship with her family. I like it, you know, like to our earlier point, like it could have been so easy to make this a movie about how like being a girl is dumb, you know? And that's not really what's happening in that scene. Like she doesn't love being sort of like fussed over or whatever, but toward the end, like before they like leave the, I don't know, the makeover place or whatever to go see the matchmaker, like the way she's interacting with her mother and her grandmother and like this sort of like intergenerational relationship of women and how proud they are of her and how they're, you know, telling her to, you know, to be proud of herself. And like, it's like, it's so difficult for us for some reason right now to think of these sort of you know, very feminized spaces and especially these like very rule bound feminine cultures as having anything positive about them. And it's just like pretty special to see that happen, you know. I love it. It's so great. It's like it doesn't mean that like, you know, that the kind of sexism that built that culture is good or anything. It's just that like within those cultures good things happen and like relationships are built and it's important, you know, and that's and that's really, really important to her later feelings of failure and that she's like not living up to her parents' expectations, and that sucks because she loves them and respects them so much and wants to do well, you know.
And also on just a characterization side, like how well they build and show her character through her actions and through like how much she knows about the process. You know, not just having to like write the answers on her arm, on her arm, but like, you know, she does not like putting on the clothes. You know, on the way to the matchmaker stuff, she gets distracted by a strategy board game and wins, and then like right at the end, she has to like copy the other girls who go into their little pose. That's one of my favorite
bits of animation, when she's like looking at the other girls and seeing how they're walking and like trying to figure out how to copy them properly.
It's really great, and it's a really great introduction to her character, because it's like we get how out of place she feels just by watching that, while the lyrics are all saying something else, and it's like, you know, looking at these modern remakes and some of the songs that got thrown in there, and they would not let you do that anymore. And there's just, you get so much that like in our current era of like everything is second screen content that would just be like said out loud. That makes me so angry. It's just really nice to watch what is ostensibly a child's movie that just like treats its audience not even as adults, but just as competent.
Well, and it's also
really
like
nice.
You know, it's not only is it obnoxious when that happens, and like not only is it stupid, but it's wrong. It's like wrong for the medium. You should, you know, like the divide between what should be said and what should be shown is up to interpretation, but like that interpretation is where the artistry is, you know. Like I think it does a lot for Mulan's character that she's not once does she say this is stupid or why do I have to do this or like denigrate this process at all, you know. And that doesn't mean that she's like all about it or loves it or whatever. It's just that like there's ambivalence there, you know. She doesn't like the dress, but she kind of likes the makeup, you know. She doesn't conflicting feelings. She doesn't like this process, but she loves the like feeling of being a part of her society and her culture. It's important to her. And I don't think I think that like whatever substance that importance is made out of would be done a disservice if it were spoken aloud, you know? What else?
I like it. What else? Disney really wanted this movie to do well in China and fucking did not. They thought that the story was like way too westernized, way too different from the actual folktale. Pretty funny, because they were like moderately intent on hiring Asian actors to voice the characters. And then they were like, it's about Chinese people. They're going to love it. The Chinese people are like, what is this? What have they done?
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Chinese people were somehow didn't feel like as grateful as Disney expected them to, for them deigning to acknowledge that Chinese people have a culture and like tales
Pretty
of their
hilarious. Yeah.
own. What else?
Anything else?
I don't know. Let me see.
This is one of the only Disney movies where the hero kills over 1,000 people.
Mulan does have the highest kill count of any Disney character, arguably.
By like a lot. That image of the Huns charging over the mountain was so literally impossible to animate that they had to develop software to do it.
What a great shot.
It's so good. And there's like thousands of Huns in that shot, I think.
Hundreds at least.
Yeah, and she kills all but 6 of them. So good job.
All but the ones with the most
Distinct
distinguishing
characterization.
character models.
The earring twins, creepy archer, guy with the hawk.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other one.
I would like to point out that this movie is so masterful. The cricket indeed is lucky in the end. The cricket causes all of this to happen. He's a
I
lucky
love the
cricket.
grandma character.
She's amazing. She's so
Such
much
a
fun.
Great, like the exact right amount of using a comedic relief character.
But she's also serious, she takes shit seriously and she's like in tune with the ancestors and whatever.
Yeah. The cricket is actually there was a funny story I saw while doing a little research, which is like the guy who animated it, I think his name was like Joe Grant or something. Could be wrong. Whatever. But no one else in the movie really wanted him there, really wanted the cricket in the movie because they were like, he doesn't do anything. And so they would be in these like design meetings and these scene meetings. And the anecdote is like, he would be like, okay, and what is the cricket doing? And the other animators would be like, fuck the cricket. To hell with the cricket, man. We don't care about the cricket. I just think that's funny.
I love the cricket. I think he should
the cricket's
be there.
adorable.
Yeah.
Cricket was a great choice.
He's a great Mushu foil since he doesn't talk at all, but is most definitely the more reasonable of the two.
He's the R2D2 of Mulan.
Yeah. He's the R2D2 to Mushu's C3PO. Yeah. Exactly.
Great movie.
It is a great movie.
Opening's great. Oh, the opening on the wall is incredible.
Yeah. The whole thing is so good. It's so efficient, like so much of the characterization is told in like 2 lines,
Yeah.
If you blink, you will miss why Mushu was demoted.
Yeah. And it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's nice to watch again. It's only 87 minutes long. It's a full story. It makes you feel good.
Yeah. What a great movie.
I want them to make more of these movies.
I know. Instead of making them again,
Frozen
except worse.
3 and 4 and Moana 3 and Tangled live action remake.
Oh my god.
Did you see that one?
I did.
Get ready for a bonus episode in 2 years.
Yeah, a couple bonus episodes when they release Moana later this year.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Oh, it's going to be a fucking train wreck.
Really bad.
It's going to be awful.
I guess we can talk about the live action.
We're almost an hour in. Yeah, we better talk about the live action.
But first, a big thank you
to our patrons.
To our wonderful patrons who are just letting us know that we are loved and wanted. People like lowercase v capital A, Miguel Vela Garnett. Sorry. I'm bad at names. Silly Me, Hypervisceration, Jerry Danton, Aurora Rogers, Patrick Powers, David Monkman, Just Chip, Isaiah Evans, Okay Biddy, Dr. Foes is what I'm sticking with, Orestes, Andrew Osborne, Sheila Kelly. That's my mom. Spooky Teeth, Deborah Stanley, William Bentley, Janelle Rose, A Long Way Home, Ryder. I think that's a bird emoji. Seamus Bratag, The Wizard Sober, Mark Wampler, Seatone, Wellen Inspector, Sociostash, Fading into Obscurity, The Antithesis, Wells Harrell, Forrest Cochran, Ted the Dead, Ryan Faber, Andrew Ray, Samoa, Gun Parade, Colleen Burns, Chimerathon, Charlotte Detweiler, James Trendle, Sky Kalliane, Christine H., Chloe, Dana Loy, Donnie, Aaron
mom.
Summers. Donnie is?
No.
Dana Loy.
Yes.
Aw. Aaron Summers, Not Again, just picking up where I left off, and Thomas McFarland.
Thank you.
Thank you to all 47 of our wonderful patrons.
It's just nice to know somebody's listening.
It's nice to know 47 people are listening. That is, as we said before, a small theater. A really small theater. If you too would like to support us directly, you can go to patreon.com/whatever the name of the podcast is, and then click the buttons that say pay us money. If you don't want to do that, leave a comment, do a like, hit the subscribe button, rate it if you're on one of the platforms.
That'd be great. That helps out a lot.
It does actually help out a lot. Tell your friends directly. What else can you do? Hire a skywriting team to advertise in the sky. You could pay for a Jumbotron ad at one of the sports.
Maybe a billboard on one of the sports.
Yeah, one of the
This
sports.
just registered with me.
Yeah, buy a billboard.
Yeah.
Set up your own billboard. Do you own a farm near a highway? Put a billboard with our podcast on that
People
farm.
do it for Second Amendment rights. Why not you for our podcast?
Much more important. I feel like I'm done with that bit. Let's
Yeah.
talk about live action Mulan.
Okay, let's talk about live action Mulan first. I'm going to turn on the light because it's getting dark in here.
Your screen is so fuzzy right now. The ISO on your camera is crazy high or low. I forget how cameras work. That's a great key light. Now I believe that when the part of your face is lit, it's coming from that light, even though it's behind you.
What?
I'm just talking film lighting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. This is terrible film lighting. The light on my face is very cold. The light behind me is very warm. Wow. Mulan. What a terrible movie.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Real rough.
I don't want to spoil what I think about it, but I thought this was I have had to think long and hard about, is this worse than Snow White?
You texted me
Yeah.
out of the blue, which you never do.
No, I don't text people.
No, and certainly not about like. I mean, I will text you after I'm excited about a movie we watched through the podcast.
Yeah.
And then you tell me to shut up and wait for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast. That's the whole point.
But this time it was you who watched the new Mulan and texted me very special to say, wow, I don't know if that was worse than Snow White or not. It's quite bad.
It's so bad.
Let's the production was just as rough. So
Tell
that'll
me
be
about
fun to talk about. Well, first
Tell
let me
me
tell you the
and
synopsis.
the audience about it. Okay.
So that we're all on the same page here, because unlike
Deal.
a lot of the movies that we've talked about, this is not exactly the same movie as the original. This is like at the point in time when Disney was sort of experimenting with, okay, well, what if, in fact, I think this is the last version or the last movie that they tried this with this approach of like, well, what if we just like do an interpretation of the original and we don't make it just like a straight recreation. They abandoned that pretext pretty fast. So in this movie, it is made very plain right at the outset that Mulan is herself super special. She has a lot of chi is what's happening with her. In this movie, chi is like midi-chlorians for Chinese people, basically. And so she's very naturally good at fighting. whatever, and everybody recognizes that. And that lovely scene in the original Mulan where her father sits her down and is like, you know, you've fucked it up, you've absolutely whiffed it with the matchmaker, but I believe that doesn't matter to me, and I believe that your value will come from somewhere else, and it's okay and whatever. In this movie, she fucks it up with the matchmaker, and her father sits her down and is like, listen, you have a lot of chi, and it's very important that you not let anybody know about that.
The way we're introduced to Mulan, the character, is she's like a child.
Yeah.
And then she's like running around doing frickin' like parkour to get a chicken back.
Yeah, yes.
And then she's on the roof, and then she slips on the roof, but she does a cool kung fu move and like just lands. And at that moment I was like, oh no. I know. They're very much trying to make this like a sort of classic kung fu movie in the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type. It does not work. No. But we'll talk about it. So she meets the matchmaker, and there's a spider in the room, and her sister freaks out about it. She doesn't like spiders, and I don't know why she has a sister in this movie. It's not doing anything for the movie. But because this spider, Mulan accidentally breaks a teapot and is blamed for the whole fiasco, which is really stupid. It wasn't her fault. And that like dampens the emotional resonance of that scene, because it's like, okay, well, so Mulan can do no wrong is what you're telling me. Mulan is a superhero, and she's just like, anytime she tries to do something good, and there's some kind of collateral damage, she's unfairly blamed for what was actually it is superhero rules. Yeah, she's perfect.
Yeah, she's perfect.
She never does anything wrong.
No. Only other people do things wrong. She is only misinterpreted. So in the north, the enemy arrives. It's Ruran warriors this time instead of the Huns, because that was a pretty racist thing to do, it turns out.
Yeah, that was from the Ruran, or from the original story also. Mm-hmm. That's who like the invaders were. Mm-hmm. So
instead of Shan Yu, we get a guy named Bori Khan, who is Jason Scott Lee, our good friend Jason Scott Lee from Jungle Book. Yeah. He's a couple decades older, and he's the best part of this movie in my opinion. I think he's actually really, really good in this movie. He looks great. Like he knows what movie he's in. Oh no, not at all.
No, super intense.
Yeah, really intense. It's a good performance. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Emperor Jet Li issues the conscription notice. Didn't realize it was Jet Li until I looked it up on Wikipedia, but it is. And then most of the movie is the same plot, except this time the Hawk is this shape-shifting witch lady who's on Bori Khan's side for reasons that don't make sense to me, because she could wreck all these guys' shit instantly if she wanted to.
But she's not a witch. She's a warrior who has great chi also. That's a line from the movie, more or less.
It is. It never comes back. She makes it very clear that she could fuck all these guys' shit up if she wanted to, and then never does. Just doesn't. Why?
And there's like an implication that like, because she has so much chi, and because chi is for men, that all of the men didn't accept her and how much chi she had. And so then she had to go away, and the only people who accepted her were the Ruran. But then they don't really accept her.
No, not at all.
Super well.
No, and there's like some implication that she's like, I mean, she literally says that she's a slave, and that's not, I don't understand why that's the case, because it seems like that plot element is begging for some kind of supernatural binding curse, like she's got some, I don't know, amulet that Bori Khan possesses, and that's why she has to do what he says, Like, that's what it feels like, but it's not the case at all. It's really dumb. So after the battle with the Ruran, Mulan reveals herself this time instead of being revealed, and Commander Donnie Yen, who's also pretty good in this movie, doesn't have a whole lot to do, but I always love Donnie Yen.
So this battle, I think it needs a little more dissection.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, what happens is
Oh, they have
They're
trebuchets, which cannot possibly be the case, right?
No, number one, it's so insane that like they shot this in the most barren place possible. From my understanding, armies built siege weapons with surrounding materials. They didn't like bring it with them. There are no trees to build trebuchets. That's stupid. Number two, you cannot load a trebuchet and fire it that quickly. They would launch like one rock every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I think. Could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. Number three, Mulan is part of a light cavalry detachment who are sent to chase the Jason Scott Lee and his riders. And there's like some cool Chinese kung fu archery going on. But the commander thinks that the Ruran cavalry is routing and sends the light infantry to chase them. Number one, they're similarly sized forces. So, like, if they turn around, that's going to be a drag-out fight. That's not what you use light cavalry for. You want to keep them around so they can target fleeing infantry and disorganized infantry, right? That's what light cavalry is for. It's for slaughtering your fleeing enemies, okay? Number three, Mulan's entire force gets either killed or routed.
Yes.
All of her allies leave, and she keeps chasing the masked
she's the
ninjas.
only survivor.
And then she finds herself in a freaking like lava flow, former acid lava flow with a bunch of gas. And
it's
then
a very beautiful location.
We'll talk about it. And then and then she has a fight with the witch slave, who's like throws a talon shuriken at her and sends her flying like 20 feet into a wall.
Yeah.
And then there's a voiceover that's like, Ping did die. She doesn't go by Ping. I forget what her name is as a guy, but like Ping did die that time. But like the phoenix, Mulan rose again, and then Mulan's alive because the shuriken that sent her flying like 20 feet stuck into the leather binding she was using to disguise her breasts.
That's one of the only parts I like.
And so she comes back to the fight as Mulan.
Yeah. Also, phoenixes don't do that in Chinese mythology.
Yeah.
There is no rising from the this is the completely Western conceit.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to.
And then, so I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. And then the Chinese army, they get into a testudo formation where they lock all their shield. They get into a really complicated shield wall.
Yes.
And fucking sit there as the trebuchet launches its arrows on them. And they're like, what are we going to do? Ugh. They have feet. They could have walked. That is what the shield wall is for, is to advance on a range-heavy enemy. That's why the Roman shield wall was so devastating, is because they were heavily armored, and the arrows that were normally used to harry and suppress units didn't work, and so they would advance to the line with like virtually no losses and engage in melee against lightly armored enemies, and the lightly armored enemies would get fucking destroyed. They didn't move. They turned into a turtle shell, and they sat there while the trebuchet ranged them in and fucking destroyed them. They deserve to lose that fight.
Oh, they did, absolutely. It's stupid, and it's stupid in a man. Sorry to our Chinese listeners, but like the kind of like kung fu logic that they're using is like that is it's like a very state sanctioned kind of aesthetic. Battle filmmaking, not dissimilar to what we do in this country. It's like kicking an arrow so that it kills somebody, I feel is like it's like kind of the Chinese equivalent of shooting a gas tank and exploding it. You know what I mean?
Does it happen a lot in Chinese movies?
Oh, I mean, like I don't know if like kicking an arrow specifically, but like or running up a wall, you know, or like doing a backflip on a horse and also some kind of acrobatic like martial arts move in the process. You know what I mean? Like these are things that these are not actually effective martial practices. You know, like,
I don't mind the really highly choreographed fighting if the army does not like sit there. Like if, you know, it's like I accept that in Hollywood movies, if it's a medieval fight scene, the lines are going to break and they're all going to get into one-on-one combat. That's not how it worked. But fine, whatever. When they're literally they're just sitting there waiting to be rescued by superhero Mulan. And that's so frustrating because, like, in the animated version, everyone's trying their fucking best to not die. They are trying so hard. And things keep going wrong. And then even when she saves everybody, almost everyone gets killed. And in this movie, like when she causes the avalanche by tricking the Ruron into firing the trebuchet kind of close to a bunch of snow, like her kind of love interest, I think, gets trapped underneath a wagon, and that's it.
Yep.
And he's fine.
Every single like emotionally momentous scene in the original, just it's almost malicious how they undercut them, you know. It's awful.
Yeah.
So Mulan reveals herself this time. She like takes off all her armor for some fucking reason because she's Mulan now, and it's a big moment.
She's got so much chi that she can just win everything.
Yeah. And so Commander Donnie Yen tells her to get the fuck out of here, and if you come back, I'll kill you. And she requests execution. He like sends her off and says, if you show up again though, then I'll kill you. So she meets the hawk witch lady who tells her that you know, some of the Ruron survived and Borikhan and friends have gone to kidnap the emperor. So she goes back to Commander Donnie Yen, who's like, well, I know I said I'd kill you if you showed up again, but I've changed my mind. Maybe you should just run the whole army. So Commander Donnie Yen tells her to lead everybody into the emperor's palace.
Awful.
Mulan tries to get the hawk lady to switch sides, but instead she just kills herself by catching an arrow meant for Mulan. There's a terrible battle that I hate. She catches the arrow after we have been shown innumerable examples of Mulan very easily dodging arrows. Yes. And the hawk lady very easily doing similar things.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Ever since Die Hard, it's like staging a battle amongst a bunch of like scaffolding and an active construction site has been this sort of cost-cutting measure, I feel. And they do that here, and it really does. I
think that's not uncommon in Chinese kung fu movies, because I know a lot of Jackie Chan's movies
for sure
are in scaffolding, but he knows how to choreograph in scaffolding extremely well.
Yes. And also, like, I mean, it feels small, this final battle, you know, like
because it's like it ends up being like the soldiers that we're supposed to care about, that we don't care about, versus like an equal number of ninjas.
Yes.
And then Mulan versus Jason Scott Lee.
Yeah.
And also Jet Li's there.
Yeah. He's like,
there's no scale. It's so empty.
It's so empty. That's what makes it feel small. It's that like it's exactly the same amount of people who are fighting in the original Mulan, except in the original Mulan, you know that the entire, you know, I don't think it's like having it be the Forbidden City is not like, I don't know, culturally accurate or whatever, but like, you know, there's like thousands of people outside watching this happen.
Yeah, and you see them. In this one, there's a line from, I think, the Emperor who's like, tell everyone to go inside. Yeah. And so they're moving through these like gigantic cities.
That are just empty.
That are
it's insane.
There's nobody there. It's so weird.
Crazy choice.
It's like you're watching a movie. Did you know you're watching a movie? Look at this movie that you're watching.
Yeah.
Can you tell it's a movie? I don't think they have the same extra rules in China. You can probably not pay anybody. That's racist. Like, could they not have gotten some... This movie was made, like, in pretty, like, hand-in-hand collaboration with the government.
Absolutely.
Like, just get them to... They already shot it in the place with the slave camps. Like, just get some slaves to be the people.
Guys!
What? I'm making a broader point about Disney's immorality in producing this film, and not even to, like, the benefit of the film.
It truly isn't. This movie was a huge waste of time. It's it's maybe in retrospect, we'll talk about more reasons why in a minute, but in retrospect, I feel like Mulan 2020 is kind of a harbinger for what our world is going to turn into very swiftly a few years afterward. Yeah. Like this like sort of unholy alliance between two rival superpowers, both of whom absolutely fucking suck and just like can't get their shit together to even produce good propaganda for either one of them. It's bad. So
Disney and China.
Yep. So there's a terrible battle. Jason Scott Lee dies. The Emperor asks her to be a general. She declines. She goes home, reunites with her family, and then it just undercutting the entire, sort of emotional core of the movie. Donnie Yen shows up, and the last thing that happens in the movie is that he repeats this offer to be a general, and it's implied that this time she might take it. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Bad movie.
Not a good movie.
So this movie was made for $200 million and it made $70 million back. Yeah, I know.
That's applause. I don't know if that's coming through the mic. I don't know how this mic works yet.
Yeah, Gus is clapping his hands in glee and approval.
But it did come out like right before COVID.
During COVID. Yeah. So they can certainly blame a lot of its failure on that, and they do.
No, it premiered on March 9th and shutdown was like the 16th.
Yikes.
So it premiered like a week before COVID.
Not good.
It was originally scheduled. Yeah. Rescheduled. It was supposed to fully come out at the end of March.
Okay, at the end of March.
Yeah, and it never came out on theaters in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense because all the conversation I saw about it was about its video on demand downloads and streaming stuff and whatever. So this movie, a live action version of Mulan was initially planned in 2010, and then it just got stuck in development hell until Disney decided it was going to revive all of its attempts at these live action remakes and do this whole like zombie Disney thing we're seeing today. At the point this is being developed in earnest, after it gets out of development hell, cultural accuracy is kind of the fashionable concern for these big studio productions. This is like peak identity politics time. BuzzFeed is making a lot of articles about cultural inaccuracy this and appropriation that and sexism this and racism that.
8 ways that Disney's Hercules is not a good representation of Minoan Greece.
Yes. And
number 1, bronze armor. Come on, guys.
So one would think Disney certainly thought that was great news, because for this movie in particular, it means in a very soft power way that I think Walt himself probably would have been proud of. This is as great an opportunity as you can ask for to strengthen ties with our Chinese allies. Unfortunately, it's not the fucking 90s anymore. Soft power doesn't work the same way. Nobody, China was unimpressed by the original Mulan. They were not mollified by this idea that Disney was, sort of looking down their noses and suddenly, realizing that Chinese people exist and have a culture and stories to tell and whatever. But now people in America also share that attitude. And so people online hated that the director and most of the production team was white. The many cultural inaccuracies, like this does not fix any of the cultural inaccuracies. I mean, it fixes a couple, but it introduces like 20 more. And then,
can I tell you something? Mm-hmm. I hated the director for different reasons. Mm-hmm. That's it.
What reasons are they? I really like Whale Rider. I think it's a great movie.
I have not seen Whale Rider.
It's very good.
I have a sense that like I hated how this was directed. Mm-hmm. I hated it so much. Like the scene, the moment where where she's getting ready for the matchmaker and they do like a fucking like TikTok video of like all the things,
all the makeup just like popping up on screen.
Dude. So it's many
awful.
Cuts. There's no like moment like this is another thing that has been so great about the originals is like they're such short movies. You would think that there's no time for them to just kind of like sit in a moment.
I know,
but there still is. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. And yet in this movie, which is a full 30 minutes longer, mm-hmm. it's like it's just you don't have any time. It's just jump.
It's well, and I think part of it is like I don't know. It's like I think this is a movie that's very emblematic of this attitude of disdain that a lot of these movies seem to have toward its own source material. You know, this movie's so fucking joyless. Like the moments that they just kind of skip over, it feels like kind of similar to The Lion King in that way, and I think this is sort of related to this sort of ideology of realism and contempt for aesthetic pleasure that we've been kind of talking around this whole season. Like it doesn't want you to have fun. I feel it doesn't want you to take the matchmaking scene seriously. It doesn't want you to feel like Mulan has a good relationship with her parents, even though the script says they do. It's not good. It's not fun to watch. It's very pretty. Like the color balancing is good, I guess. That's it.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I think we talked about this back in was it the Little Mermaid episode? Or maybe it was in the Lion King episode. One of the recent-ish episodes where it's like a big part of why we like movies is like I just want to see talented artists having a good time. Mm-hmm. And it's okay, like and we can dissect it and we can talk about it, and it's totally fine if like there's some discrepancies, like as long as it's just like fun. Mm-hmm. I'll ultimately be happy. And so few of these live actions seem like anybody's happy.
Yeah, well, and like compared this experience to Cinderella or 101 Dalmatians, like the live action remakes that we have liked, and they do seem like people are having fun, and there is like aesthetic pleasure there, and like Glenn Close's performance is absolutely insane and so much fun to watch. And
look, is this argument a little bit tautological? Absolutely.
But like art is a little bit tautological, you're not supposed to be able to explain absolutely everything that art is doing. That's like we just talked about how like you can have the same exact themes in a movie, and yet if you just have somebody say it instead of like showing it in your art style and your animation and like the way you have your characters interact with each other in a nonverbal way, the effect is completely different. That's what different mediums are all about. Different media, whatever.
It's media.
I know it is, but then it turns into a sentence that sounds like you're saying something else.
It's IUM, and so the plural
I know.
version of a neutral
Shut
noun
up.
to a neutral noun. With IUM, it's just IA.
Oh yeah, and then people were very mad about the changes from the original. That this isn't a musical. That there's no grandma. Mushu is gone. It's not a fun movie. It's not a movie that wants you to have fun watching it. Why?
Nope.
As I just said, the U.S. and China are countries that both kind of suck. And this was always a little bit of a military propaganda movie to begin with. It's like we're entering at the time Mulan comes out, we are entering this sort of, the beginnings of the sort of third wave feminism, where feminism is where we have a lot more female drone pilots, and
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
And that makes sense. The story of Mulan is itself a military propaganda story, and a propaganda story for a certain kind of feminine activity. Of course, it's more sexist than we interpret it now, but at least in this movie, but that remains the case. And the production of this movie, as opposed to the cartoon, made a lot of this a lot more obvious than any of the people making it, I think, would have preferred. The kind of diplomatic cooperation between these two countries that's necessary to make this movie happen is not really necessary to make the cartoon happen. You can just kind of come up with a sort of this sort of pan-Chinese aesthetic that in order to tell what is in essence a very American kind of story, and that you can't do that if you're involving a lot of different people from these two countries who have their own experiences and their own interpretations of the text, and also all the logistics that go into doing something like this. So this means that Mulan 2020 is one of those movies whose Wikipedia page has a section titled Controversies. Yeah, I will list them for you now.
List them.
So early reports were that the first draft for the script featured a white male protagonist.
No, it didn't.
It's not clear to me whether that was actually the case.
No, it's not.
I saw.
Come on.
I did see the director say that that there was a draft that did have two white characters, that they were not protagonists, but whatever.
Different.
It of course is different.
Oh, a white person in China never happened before. Portuguese influenced Japanese cultural development? I don't think so. All cultures exist in perfect silos.
I get it. It's a bad idea to put white people in a movie about Mulan. Mulan is
well, how will Americans relate to all of these Asian people?
You would have been just a stupendous screenwriter in the 90s, Gus. I
would have been such a good. I missed my calling of on the surface super liberal, and in reality just all I care about are white middle class Americans with purchasing power. I missed my calling. It's devastating. This is all. I mean, it's really not up to you. You
were just born about 30 years too late.
This is all ironic. This is not how I really feel.
No, not at all.
I would like to state that.
No, but if you had been born into a different culture with different standards, then
oh, totally. I would have been so fine with slavery if I was a Roman. That's just how it goes. Oh, you don't want to be a slave? Don't lose the fight. It's your own fault. That's also ironic, although slightly less. Tell me another controversy.
You're gonna get me canceled.
That's the goal.
It's okay.
I need to get hired by Paramount, and the only way I can do that is if the internet.
It's fine. I don't. Yeah, I don't think canceling happens anymore, to be honest with you. I think our world has become enough of a dystopia that people's sort of cultural infractions, like saying that if you were a Roman you would be okay with slavery.
That's not a cultural infraction. That's obviously a joke.
Of course it's obviously a joke. That's what I'm saying. People don't get canceled for things that are obviously jokes anymore because we have secret police now.
Oh, thank God.
I already mentioned the production team and the director being white. People didn't like that. In one interview, the director said these words: "Although it's a critically important Chinese story and it's set in Chinese culture and history, there's another culture at play here, which is the culture of Disney that the director, whoever they were, needed to be able to handle both. And here I am." Don't say that. Hey, if you're a director, don't say that. Bad idea. It's like, it's not quite as bad as the production of Snow White, but it is very much a production that seems to step on its own toes at every opportunity.
Isn't she from New Zealand?
Yes.
Is she Chinese?
No. Gus is making a concerned face, and I think that's warranted.
We gotta start recording.
Gus is putting his glasses on.
Because my eyes are hurting so bad right now. Like, okay, listen, I think that it's fine to tell stories from outside your culture.
I absolutely agree. Yeah,
that's totally cool. But maybe don't like highlight how important the story is for the culture.
Yeah.
When you're not,
or maybe
part
at
of
the very
it.
least, maybe don't highlight how important that story is as a culture or for the culture, and then elect yourself the right person to do it specifically because you're not from that culture.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like, for example, I understand that the story of Harriet Tubman is deeply important to Black Americans, but it's also really important to Disney. And as someone from neither, I'm the right person to tell that story. Here I am, baby. No. That's an example of what not to do. That's also a joke. We gotta fucking move away from this topic before I say something really bad.
Speaking of slavery. This movie was largely filmed in, I think it's pronounced Xinjiang region, which is where all the internment camps are for the Muslims.
For the Uyghurs.
And the Uyghurs, yeah.
I think they're Uyghur Muslims.
Both.
Okay. Are there non-Muslim Uyghurs?
Well, there are also certainly non-Uyghur Muslims, and they also go to the internment camps.
Got it.
Yeah. So that caused let's see. Did I not write this? Oh, did I?
Kerfuffle?
Oh, well,
Hullabaloo?
certainly a kerfuffle, but also a boycott. Boycott Mulan was a trending hashtag because of this situation, because they were idiotic enough to not see this coming. I understand, like, and again, like, this is just like what happens when you make a movie like this that requires a lot of cooperation from governments that fucking suck, you know? Like, this is not a problem that the original Mulan had, because the original Mulan did not require them to film anything. So there's no danger of like, and that's, I mean, to be like really honestly, like that is one of the great benefits of animation over live action, that you're not going to like accidentally step in some kind of horrible political situation because of the logistics of your filming. And you can just focus on what's fun and cool about different cultures, you know? Oh my God.
Yes.
What a stupid choice. How could they not have seen that coming? You know? Around 2017, I don't know if you know this, Gus, but a thing called Me Too happened, and a bunch of
one of the worst things to ever. God damn it! I can't stop today. Oh no! I am familiar with Me Too.
Yeah, a bunch of powerful men started being revealed as serial predators and abusers and awful people. And because of this, the producers of this movie decided it would make people happy if they chopped up the character of Lee Shang and distributed his mangled corpse among a few different other characters so that Mulan isn't falling in love with a man who has authority over her.
Good.
The producer...
We support destroying classic romance.
The producer, Jason Reed, said, I think particularly in the time of the hashtag #MeToo movement, having a commanding officer that is also the sexual love interest was very uncomfortable, and we didn't think it was appropriate. But it turns out...
Why has it got to be sexual? Hold on. Why has it got to be sexual?
Good question. Yeah.
This
That
is a
just
children's
registered
movie.
with me also. Yeah.
You can just make it a love interest.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have to fuck on screen.
And indeed, they
Jason
do
Reed.
not. They do not fuck on screen, as it turns out.
I watched the wrong movie. Comedy.
That was a really fucking stupid decision that made a lot of people really mad, and justifiably so, I think. And there's a whole tangent associated with this, but first I will say that Reed then later said there in another interview, there's a little bit of backlash online when we weren't casting a character named Lee Shang. I was actually a little surprised, but it made sense without full understanding of what we were doing in the story. No, that's such a PR line. They're doing nothing important with this. No, they just cut that character out because they thought it would make them, it would, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Endear them
yes,
to
thank
the
you.
Twitter
It's precisely,
crowd.
yes. And endear them to the Twitter crowd. And that's not at all what happened. Partially because, to no one's surprise, and this is partly why I don't think that, the original Mulan could be made the same way today. Mulan is like a serious LGBTQ icon, especially for millennials. And part of the reason for that is because of Shang. That it's not explicitly stated, but it is certainly available for interpretation that Shang is kind of like crushing on Ping before Ping is revealed as Mulan, and that was really important to a lot of people. Mulan is interpreted as a trans allegory a lot, and also for good reason, I think. And so like it's important to preserve that. And they just kind of failed to do so, I feel. And also I
think it's one of those things that, like, and we've talked about this a couple times too, like, because I don't think the right move in Remake, like, obviously what they did was bad.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily the right move would have been like, okay, all the queers love Mulan. Let's keep it like that. Two, I think the right move is just like caring a little bit fucking less about all this stuff, and just like telling a fun story that you can stand behind, and not necessarily being like, well, this audience research tells us that this is going to happen, and this tells us this is going to happen. It's like, okay, hold on. You've presumably hired talented writers and a talented director. What do they want to do? What do they want to do? And then let them do that. Yeah. And if you're worried, like, give them less money and make another movie.
And it's also just one of those instances of just like business brain associated with, art creation, where it's like, business people want so badly, especially with art, to like come up with some kind of formula, some kind of algorithm that can just be applied to absolutely every single thing, so that you don't have to judge things on a case-by-case basis.
Well, they want to just automate the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they can just like plug different people.
Shang is
That's why Netflix things look all the same now.
Shang is not a problem because there's no coercion in this story, and that's part of what's important about the story. Like, and this is what happens when we interpret things so fucking literally. That, like, first of all, don't pretend there's not any eroticism with power imbalances. Be for real.
It's hot as fuck.
It's hot as fuck.
How many teachers did you have a crush on growing up?
0.
Like 8. I had a huge crush on my 8th grade geometry teacher. I thought in my head she was a full-blown adult. In reality, I think she was like 25. I had a huge crush on my calculus teacher. I had a big crush on my German teacher in college.
Who else did you have a huge crush on?
Oh man, my wonderful girlfriend. For like 8 years.
But also, like, it undercuts the theming of this story, because this is a really particular story about, like, this is saying something specific about gender and its performance, and like, and it, like, it's very, very appropriate, I think, to read Shang's relationship with Mulan as homoerotic on one level, but on another level, it's also the case that this is very clearly like partly a story about Mulan being respected as a man by just the highest, like the most potent example of masculinity in her culture. And that affects how their implied later relationship should be understood, I think. Like, it's important, like, it's actually important for the theming of this movie that Shang be a powerful guy, you know?
And that's part of, I think I saw in the animated development, like, it was very intentional to make Mulan very strongly feminine and very strongly masculine, to exhibit both aspects of a well-rounded personality,
right? And that these things are contingent, and these things, like the performance of these things, is certainly contingent, and they can exist in you know, like from one end of the spectrum to the other, full swing in each individual, and that's fine. It's like, it's a great story for that reason. I think it's told really, it's
they didn't do it.
No. So so Shang is just like kind of chopped up into several different characters, and the most Shang-like guy is like just another conscript. But like it's kind of the same problem with oh god, what other movie did we watch recently that did the same thing, where it's like in like they're with The Little Mermaid, including the Queen, just because, as we surmised, you know, they don't want to have like Prince Eric being the king of this white Prince Eric being the king of this Caribbean nation. Like, they put themselves in this position of solving a problem that they introduced by adjusting something for the benefit of solving a problem. Like, it's bad. So the result is that this new Shang has nothing to do in the story at all. He's useless. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah. New love interest Shang.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also made like the fellow soldiers like much less distinct. Like, they tried to have like a goofy one. They tried to have a tough one. They tried to have another one.
It's not the same. Like, not the same.
Not good.
No. Liu Yifei is the actress who plays Mulan. Very famous Chinese American actress. One day she shares a post on Weibo supporting Hong Kong police in the Hong Kong protests.
Nice.
Yikes.
Great move. I hate democracy.
Okay, that's what started the hashtag boycott Mulan. And as a result, Liu Yifei just wasn't a part of most of the marketing process for this movie. She just became like radioactive for a few months. So she couldn't promote the movie. Not good. Also, that was the other thing that happened. The whole like internment camps and the Uyghurs thing. Because of that controversy, the Chinese government basically put a complete moratorium on any kind of marketing for this movie at all.
In China?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they didn't want any attention to be drawn to that situation. And like what benefit, like this isn't a co-production, like what benefit could they possibly get from from allowing that controversy to fester for the benefit of this American movie who gives a shit. So yeah, there was like the original Mulan, they were really, really banking on China being a massive market for this movie, and it couldn't happen, partly because the Chinese government didn't allow any advertising for it, or minimal advertising for it.
Embarrassing for Disney.
I know.
They fucked it so
they
hard.
Really did.
Both times.
They really, really did.
Wow.
I have a quote from Disney CFO Christine McCarthy. Everybody's really prickly about this issue, and like Disney's like very defensive about it. This is still, I don't know. It seems like they're kind of managing or trying to manage this difference between being a very, very powerful, culture industry player and trying to meet all the demands that they think the Twitter crowd wants or whatever. So Disney CFO Christine McCarthy said, "I'm not a box office prognosticator, but it has generated a lot of publicity, the various controversies." Let me just put something into context. The real facts are that Mulan was primarily shot, almost in entirety, in New Zealand. In an effort to accurately depict some of the unique landscape and geography of the country of China for this period drama, we filmed scenery in 20 different locations in China. It's common knowledge that in order to film in China, you have to be granted permission. That permission comes from the central government, etc., etc. It's like, man, shut your mouth. You're not making this better. You know? This isn't better. We only filmed in 20 different locations. Come on. Like, nobody cares about how much was filmed where. The fact that, like, what matters is that you filmed in a place with concentration camps. What's wrong with you? It's not a good movie. I have a special issue with violence in movies and how it's treated. The director did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. Here's a quote from that. Unlike its Marvel branded films, Disney live action movies must appeal to significantly younger audiences. Yet Caro, the director, wanted to make a real war movie. Quote, you have to deliver on the war of it, she says. And how do you do that under the Disney brand where you can't show any violence, gratuitous or otherwise? She took advantage of the film's stunning locations, like setting a battle sequence in a geothermal valley where steam could mask the fighting. Those sequences, I'm proud of them. They're really beautiful and epic, but you can still take kids. No blood is shed. It's not Game of Thrones. And like incredibly American to think that you can have a war movie and get all the benefits of your war propaganda without any blood being shed whatsoever. It's like I'm over it, you know. I'm
because
done with
war
that.
is just exciting.
Yeah, it's a game.
War is cool. War is fun. Everyone should do war.
Yeah.
You know, I for one fully endorse war.
Oh, I think watching Hegseth blow fishing boats out of the water is super fun. I think it's really
My
cute
favorite war
and-
is Call of Duty.
I mean, this movie is, apart from being bad, just like, especially in retrospect, just a terrible look for both of these countries, you know? So yeah, this was released during COVID, which dampened any success it was ever going to have. Almost everybody watched it video on demand, but even so, it was a crazy bomb. Obviously the country next to the US most likely to watch it would have been China, but
Right.
Nobody knew that it was happening, so it was impossible to market to. And then also Chinese reviewers just also didn't like it very much for the same reasons they didn't like the first one, you know, because it didn't make any fucking sense. It was too westernized. It had a lot of, you know, very prominent Chinese and Chinese American actors, but like China doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, they've got their own shit going on. But American reviewers, for some reason, as with for the same reasons of so many critics that we've talked about this season, thought this movie was pretty fucking good. So
that blew my fucking
Yeah.
mind. My wonderful girlfriend and I looked up reviews after we watched it. We were fucking floored. It was
I didn't pull any quotes. I probably should have, but I do still have the Wikipedia page open. So let's just go. Yeah.
Let's pull some quotes together.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Reception.
Every episode, you keep forgetting a part of the prep that we're supposed
Yeah,
to
well,
do.
you always forget what to say at the end of the episode, so.
That's nothing.
What do you mean that's nothing? It's the end of the episode.
I can improvise that. I'll improvise it this time.
Richard Roper, 3.5 out of 4 stars, praised the fine cast, exciting action, and spectacular visuals. This is such a great looking film with amazing set pieces and dazzling actions and colors so vibrant they would dazzle a Crayola factory. It will still play well on your home monitor. There are so many gorgeous shades of orange and magenta, blue and yellow. It's as if we're seeing these colors for the first time. Kate Erbland of IndieWire. remarkable action epic that carves its own path. Mulan is perhaps the best example of how to marry the original with something fresh. What the fuck are you talking about? No. Disagree. Your turn. You pick one.
Hold on. I'm trying to find like a real website. Real website. I'm panicking. I feel like I'm under so much pressure.
How about here's one from Walter Chaw. I'm just still pulling from the Wikipedia page. Who did not like this movie and correctly, I think, said everything about this Mulan is ironic accidentally. Whatever its intentions, its execution, and the circumstances of its creation are in opposition to them. It's a feminist tract that enforces male notions of value, a call to arms that fights for the wrong side of our current history, and a proud statement of national identity that celebrates the nation of Disney as opposed to China. It's majestically painful as a representation of how white people view Asians. And yes, it would be different had an Asian person been allowed to direct the film. I mean, like, we haven't really talked about that at all so far, that like the original Mulan is about how women can exist in a man's world and make it better because of their because of the shortcomings that to like male standards, that like that's where her honor comes from, her ingenuity and the fact that she's not strong, so she has to do other stuff, and like just making her a fucking superhero undercuts all of that. This isn't a feminism story.
Yeah, I'm finding one. Okay, Charlotte O'Sullivan for The Standard, which is British. So, she's supposed to have good taste. She says, it must kill Caro and her DP, Mandy Walker, that the majority of viewers will only see this on the small screen. Mulan was made for IMAX. Nothing, however, can cut their moving and mobile heroine down to size. I'm as athletic as a bedsock, but for so many reasons, this movie made me want to do backflips. I do not agree.
I also do not agree.
I didn't like this movie. I thought it was terrible.
I also thought it was terrible.
I'm not sure if it was worse than Snow White or not. I can't figure out. Like, I thought it was really ugly. Like, I thought a lot of the locations looked bad. Yeah.
Say more about that, because I will grudgingly admit that there are some landscape shots that are pretty.
Like, maybe I'm just spoiled from Lord of the Rings. But she said, the lady said, oh, we shot this mostly in New Zealand. Fucking where?
Yeah.
What part of New Zealand is dry and
I don't
barren?
buy that for a fucking second. I think they shot some of it in New Zealand, and the vast majority of the shots that they're using, at least in the final cut, are in China.
They shot it in West China, right? With the Uyghurs. West China is pretty fucking ugly. It's a very deserty and dry and relatively sparsely populated place. I think I could be so dead wrong. But it looks like the desert that you get as you're driving out to Joshua Tree. There's no foliage. It's all various shades of brown and gray. And it's they're shot, I think I'm sure it looked gorgeous in person, because a lot of these things are shot the location is really nice. But this is a personal taste thing, but I thought all the locations were awful. I thought they looked so bad. And the round village, so gray on the outside. It was just a pillar.
That I will absolutely agree with. I cannot understand why they didn't. Why didn't they just shoot it in this sort of family compound like the original movie had?
And then it's
has so much
the
sense
inside
of space
of the village was great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you didn't like that. Yeah. I kind of like that that battle with the witch lady, the witch hawk lady.
I wasn't.
With the sulfur spring or whatever. I like the colors.
I don't know. I didn't understand why the ground cracked. I was that can't possibly be
and then nothing
ice.
Came of that, huh?
Yeah. The ground
They build
cracked,
all this suspense and then she just gets flung into the wall.
Yeah, so stupid. Another thing that was dumb was The amount of times this fucking movie says, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like truth, loyalty, family. Like the things inscribed on the sword.
Yeah, it's loyal,
Bro.
brave, and true, which I was watching if you look for like Mulan reviews online, you will find this YouTuber. I'm just gonna find her right now so I can name her properly. This Chinese American lady named, I think, Chiron J. Zhao. Everything culturally wrong with Mulan 2020. So I watched, and she did the same thing with the original Mulan. So I watched both of them. She pointed out that loyal, brave, and true is the FBI motto.
Is it really?
Yeah. Or something very similar to it.
I'm loyal, brave, true. They show up in the U.S. Army website.
Okay. So maybe she had it wrong. It's not the FBI, it's the Army.
I think it could and it could be. I don't know. I think Mulan coming out kind of skewed whatever search results there are, but
that makes sense.
Oh God! Like I literally shouted out loud after like the 4th time they say loyal, brave, and true. I was like, "We get it. I get it. I'm not on my phone.
I promise."
Fuck you, Disney. God damn, dude.
It's not good. And
It's
this whole
terrible,
chi thing, like, Chinese audiences already thought that the original Mulan was unimpressive, if not offensive.
Yeah.
This whole chi thing, what the fuck are they doing? What do they think? Like, well, I mean, it's pretty clear what they think chi is. They think chi is a fucking superpower,
Yeah. Well, if you have enough chi, then you can live forever.
It's so easy to imagine a more elegant treatment of that if you insist upon having, basically like replacing your sort of like Chinese buzzword of honor with chi. Fine, but do the barest amount of research. Please write a plot that isn't so painfully American that you could just like take the script and replace the word chi with midi-chloridians and make a Star Wars movie.
Well, we keep just this is like such a problem with the remakes, which is like, and we've talked about this before, and I'm gonna say it again. They are hitting the exact wrong spot in between actually doing a remake or readapting the original story.
I can't think of a worse way to approach remaking this movie. Genuinely.
So I really hope no one from Disney hears this.
I hope they
podcast
do.
ever.
Fuck them. This sucks. This movie sucks.
I want a job. I want a job.
If you can get me canceled by saying that if you were Roman, you'd be okay with slavery, then I can fuck up your career prospects.
I think you would also be okay with slavery if you were a Roman.
No, I'd be in a completely different situation, my friend.
No, you wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so? As race is sort of a more modern construction, I guess. But
Rome, the empire that famously had like a whole dynasty of North African emperors.
If I were,
you're a second
Roman,
generation.
I guess. Yeah.
You were born to slaves.
I'd probably be okay with slavery.
Who had probably already earned their freedom by then.
I'd probably make excuses for slavery.
You'd be fine. You'd be like a nice little plebeian girl who would like die when she was 21. You'd be a great life.
Don't watch this movie. It's not good.
No, do not watch live action Mulan. Do watch animated Mulan.
Oh yeah,
it's excellent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what was your favorite part?
Oh,
what was your favorite part of live action Mulan and animated Mulan?
My favorite part of live action Mulan is when the like hawk claws shuriken or whatever, like smashes her into the wall and it gets caught in her binder, and that's what saves her. I think that's nice.
Okay.
In the original it's there are three really small like animating moments that I really like a lot. I already mentioned one of them where Mulan's like in honor to us all, looking at the girls in front of her and trying to like figure out how to how to walk properly so that she looks like them. It's animated really great. There's also, this is so small, and it's so small that it doesn't really qualify, I think, as like my favorite moment, but when grandma like shoves that apple into her mouth, she takes it out of her mouth, they animate her whole chewing and swallowing process, and it's such a small detail, but it's that's please give me artistry. Please pay attention to your characters and what they're doing with their bodies. It's like it adds so much life to that shot. And then my favorite moment though is when I guess it's during A Girl Worth Fighting For, when Mulan sees the girls working in the rice paddies, and there's the shot of her like being embarrassed, and they're all like, oh my god, how cute. I love that shot. It's so interesting, it's so adorable. It's a great bit of animation. What's yours?
I really like the part when they need to get into the palace, and so the three soldiers have to dress like ladies.
Amazing.
To get into the palace. I thought that was a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. What about the new one?
What about the live action? For me, do my notes say anything? Let me read you my notes just in order. So serious, why? That's me. My wonderful girlfriend said worse than the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wow.
And then back to me. Where's grandma? Ass opening.
I also have the note, where's grandma?
Highlighting physical over all else. Horribly directed. A witch? What? Horribly written. I'm personally offended. Montage awful. That's the training montage.
It was, yeah.
Didn't they
It was
already
another one of
have-
those moments that they really didn't want you to enjoy too much.
Yeah. Didn't they already have an alliance? That was when the villain was like further securing an alliance with the people that he already had an alliance with.
Right.
Stupid, dumb, and stupid. Dog shit, horrible. I hate this. Cloth magic, two question marks. Does the forge only exist to melt the sword during the fight? Mm-hmm.
It does. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it doesn't do anything else.
No. I didn't like this movie very much.
Also, this is my final note, because I was also looking through my notes as you read those.
Yeah.
Although I guess this is, we kind of touched upon this, but like in the original, she's not going hand to hand with these giant fucking guys, like the original is, I don't know if it actually is taking pains, but because it feels very natural, but like there's no indication that like it should be expected of a woman of Mulan's size and background to be able to beat the shit out of Shan Yu. It's not going to happen,
Well, she's got chi, though.
She's got chi, though, so it's fine.
She's got chi.
My final note was that she sucks at being a man. That's a much more plausible thing to... It's an easier thing to make plausible in animation, Literally any of these guys could look at how she talks and moves and looks and think... That's clearly a girl wearing man's armor. That she doesn't. No, like they should have included some kind of scene where she's practicing being a man, and then given the actress some gender training genuinely to make this more plausible. And that's the kind of thing just doesn't really matter in animation, because it's like your suspension of disbelief is doing some of the work for you, and it's not good. Bad movie. Expensive movie.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to episode 15 of Once More with Feeling, a podcast about great original movies and their fucking bullshit, dumb, stupid, and dumb remakes. If you want to support us, I'm improviser. If you want to support us, you can check us out on Patreon. which will be in the show notes. You can also follow us on social media with Feeling Pod on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts or something, maybe. If you want to send us an email, withfeelingpod@gmail.com. Is that it? Do I have more?
I guess not. Rate and review.
Yeah. Rate
If
and
you could.
review. Do a comment. Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
Jumbotron remains an option. Tell your neutrals.
Yeah.
Tell everybody.
Tell strangers.
Wear a shirt. Paint a shirt that says "With Feeling," once more with Feeling, the podcast. Because we don't sell merch yet. And just wear it around, and then people will be like, "Why'd you paint on your shirt?" And then you could be like, "There's a great podcast.
Yeah, let me tell you all about it.
You should listen to it." Bye.
Bye.